We are live. Welcome to episode 45 of the High Slot Podcast, brought to you by our producer, Mass Music Radio. I'm here today, as always, with the boys, Bob Deuce.
How are we?
Snipsky.
Yes, sir.
And myself, Andrew Coco Curry. How we doing, boys?
Doing good. Just got hired to scout this week for Quincy Youth, so my scouting days aren't done yet. I thought I was good. I thought I was done after the Blazers, but so I'm doing another team now. But it's good. It's fun. Coco was part of it last night too. But how about you, Vinny?
Not too much. Slightly behaved myself over the weekend, surprisingly. Saw some great hockey on Sunday. We'll talk about that later. And not much, just chilling.
Yeah, it's just been hockey 24/7. Honestly, we spent about 12 hours at the TD Garden on Sunday. Yep. Put in some hours on Sunday, and then been scouting late night past couple nights. So yeah, it's been a lot of hockey. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We have a huge episode for all you beauties out there. We'll start with our final Mass High School Hockey Roundup of the season and recap the results of the state championship matchups from Sunday. Then we have an awesome interview with Timmy Ward, Austin Shea, and Kevin Leary. And spoiler alert, they are a couple of the newest state champions from the Norwell hockey team. Then we'll get into a little Bruins banter, discuss the hometown Boston Bruins performance as of late, and then we'll finish up with our weekly NHL Gambling Corner. What do you boys say? You ready to rock?
Yeah, boys, let's get sexy.
Let's go.
Let's get sexy.
Wicked nasty.
So the boys were boots on the ground on Sunday for the MIAA Boys Hockey State Championship games at the TD Garden, and it's safe to say that these kids did not disappoint. All the matchups lived up to the hype, and every game was an absolute tilt with some thrilling finishes. So why don't we dive into the results?
Let's fucking go.
We'll start with Division 1, where we had Pope Francis facing off with Zavarian. And it was Pope Francis, number 4 seed, defeating the 7th seeded Zavarian Hawks 3-2 in dramatic fashion as senior Josh Ivey scored his second goal of the day, which was 25 seconds left in regulation. On the winning goal, Mossy Kearney rushed into the slot and was able to control the puck after the Zavarian defenseman broke up the play momentarily. He was able to slide a perfect backdoor feed to Ivey, who was stationed off just left to the post. Ivey tapped it home to give Pope Francis its first standalone state championship in school history. They were Super 8 co-champs in 2020 with Arlington, but that was the COVID year. They unfortunately did not get to play the championship game that year. So first state championship for Pope Francis. What do you boys think of the game? What were your thoughts?
So during the national anthem, I looked so obviously we picked Zavarian to win, we thought they were going to be the better team. And then I see in the national anthem, I just see this whole entire football team on skates. Those kids were legit mooses, dude. They didn't have one small kid on that team. That team was massive. They were laying hits left and right. You can just tell, Savarian was playing a little, timid because, how big that team was. That kid 44, that kid Ivy, unreal player. He was, Ovi in the slot on the peeper, just calling for it, hammered one home, and then also got the game winner. That was a sick game. Savarian played a great game, too. They their first goal was really good. Their goalie's nasty, too, Savarian's goalie. Mm-hmm. I forget his name. What's his name? Doesn't he have
Cole Pouliot Porter?
Yeah,
Porter.
That's him. Yeah, he's very athletic. Can move move back crease to crease. And Pope Francis' goalie was good too, but you can tell he was a little on the smaller side. But same thing, very athletic.
Yeah, I was impressed by that kid Josh Ivey. Sorry. Especially on the power play, that was an absolute bomb he hit on the side. And I was like 4 + 4. He was 44. I was like 4 + 4 = 8. And then he slapped one home. That was nasty. And they were just more physical. It was a clash of styles more. It looked like they were small and fast, Savarian, kind of more finesse. And then you had the bullies over in Pope Francis. But they were just as talented. You could tell the way they played. They were just a little bit more physical. And both goalies were unreal. 3-2. It was gonna go into overtime.
Yeah.
And then there was just a scrum in front, and kid tapped it home, and he's another legend. Like we just had Timmy Ward, or had him on the pod, but that's another legend too. He's gonna go down in Pope Francis history.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say this game was probably the best in terms of like skill and speed. I mean, it was Division One, so it makes sense. But yeah, both these teams really good. Pope Francis, I wish we got to see more of them throughout the year. We didn't really talk about them much, but they were a loaded team. I saw their coach said they brought back a lot of guys from last year, and then the goal was to get to the Garden and get it done, and that's what they did. Zavarian, on the other hand. They did not expect to be here. They finished in the they lost in the state finals last year. So unfortunate for them, they lost 2 years in a row. But they graduated 15 seniors from last year's team. So the fact that Zavarian even made it back here, extremely impressive. They had a young team. I remember when they were announcing like the starting lineups, it was like freshman, sophomore, junior. I'm like, damn, they don't have many upperclassmen. So expect the Hawks to be right back in it next year. That goalie, Cole Pouliot-Porter, man, he's legit.
Yep.
And I don't know how true this is, but when we were in the stands, we heard a couple parents talking. Apparently, the Pouliot-Porter kid's already going off to Avon Old Farms next year.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that'd be a big loss for them, but makes sense, dude. The kid's got a ton of talent. I think he's a sophomore. Going to a school like Avon Old Farms, you might hear this name in the show in 5, 6, 7 years or something. He's legit. He kept the Hawks in it. But you guys mentioned it. Ivy, number 44 on Pope Francis, kind of just took over in this game. You can just tell the kid's a true leader. On the peeper, just barking for the puck, like slamming his stick, give it to me, hammers home a one-timer, and then, it was really only rightfully so that he was the one who scored the game winner with 25 seconds left to go. But yeah, great game. It was a great game. Pope Francis, too, their run was pretty special. They won 4 one-goal games in a row in this tournament. First round, they beat Wellesley 3-2 in OT. Then they beat Marshfield 3-2 as well. Beat the Prep 1-0, and then Zavarian 3-2. So they had a couple sweats throughout the tournament here.
Yeah, the parents, dude, they must have been freaking out. Even the coaches, dude. Like, as a coach, man, those are fun games to coach, but at the same time, dude, you're shitting your pants on that bench.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, those parents like chain smoking outside, probably fucking stressed out.
That's more impressive the way they won, though. Like, if just winning like games like that every single night in, night out.
Feel unbeatable. It's like, oh yeah, it's tied, we're down, we're gonna win this game.
Yeah, confidence is through the roof.
Yeah, it has to give you some sort of motivation, being like, we've been in this spot before, we know how to handle ourselves here, and it showed. I mean, they got it done. D1 champs from Massachusetts. And shout out, Pope Francis fan section was pretty rowdy coming all the way out from Springfield. Not an easy drive. And then Zavarian, per usual, that they had all the brothers showing up. The Zavarian brothers were loud and proud, but playoff Joe and the boys couldn't get it done.
Yeah, he had a penalty shot.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He had a penalty shot. Nick Ritchie for Pope Francis, the goalie. I think he was like a sophomore too.
Yeah, he looked very young. Like, he looked young.
Yeah, both goalies were like short, like athletic, just very good goalies. They grow.
Yeah.
They need to grow, and then they'll be getting looked at for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but both those goalies showed a lot of composure. Young kids in a big moment, and they lived up to it. Why don't we move on to D2 here, where we had Canton and Hopkinton facing off. So after falling in the state championship game last year, Canton got its redemption it deserved, taking home the MIAA boys Division II state title, beating Hopkinton 4-1 on Sunday at the TD Garden. They were trailing 1-0 until late in the second period when the Bulldogs kept their composure and were able to net 2 key goals in a little over a minute from junior captain Brendan Torgy and Brian Middleton to take a 2-1 advantage heading into the third. And they kept all that momentum and defensively were limiting the chances for the Hillers. It was late in the third period when Jeff Thomas sealed it with an empty net goal to give Canton the state title. Jeff Chappett added an important insurance goal before senior captain A.J. Thomas sealed it with an empty netter to give Canton the state title. Senior defenseman James Young assisted on all 4 Canton goals to help Canton capture its 3rd championship in 4 years. I think the only thing you got to say here is dynasty, boys. Dynasty for Canton. What was our thoughts on the D2 game?
Yeah, I'll go first because I picked Canton to win. So did Coco. So,
And I didn't.
yeah, Bob was just like hanging out, just pulling his prick. Yeah, so
Hammering live bets.
yeah, he went off in the bathroom to do something. I don't know what he was up to, but yeah, so that was like Canton when Pavitt scored in front of the net. It was like one of those loose pucks, and Canton's like after that, Canton like locked the bus, shut the bus down, or parked the bus. But it was definitely like one of those goals Canton doesn't give up because the way they adjusted, they were like clearing out front, and he's an unreal player, like but he's just like a little small, so it seemed like the big Canton team, big physical like defensive Canton team, limited him like a lot and like probably like put two guys on him at once. But yeah, Canton like prevailed. You could tell they were just like, all right, like this is our title to win. We own this division, and they showed it at the end when they sailed it.
Yeah, so we got to touch on number 25, Moose.
Oh yeah, Moose. Yeah, I'm
boy.
taking credit for that nickname
Yeah,
too.
at 25, you can't have everything, Benny. But so
I can.
Number 25. I know you're listening. Hell of a game. We nicknamed you Moose, by the way. So we saw, what was it, the third? I think it was the third goal for them to go up 3-1 or something like that. Dude, he came down and just came down wide and just like had his hand like one hand on the stick, just shoulder down, threw it on net. Nice little shot on net, and then they got the rebound and scored. I think he had like 2 assists, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 2 very important assists. So shout out Moose.
Yeah, he was buzzing.
Yeah, the big rig. He's like Patty Maroon out there, just winning championships. But I think he has better hands than Patty Maroon, honestly.
Yeah, Patty Maroon's just chopping lettuce.
Yeah, for a big boy, he had some soft hands. But yeah, Canton, man, they're just the definition of defense wins championships. They only allowed 2 goals this entire tournament, and probably faced the best offensive team, I think, in D2 in the state finals in Hopkinton, Pavitt Mara. 40 goals on the year. He potted one early, and I was like, oh, boy.
Right.
Here we go. It's going to be the Pavitt show again because he
Right.
had 4 goals in the game before that. But after that one goal early in the game, they shut him down. They put hats on him. They put bodies on him. Didn't give him any room. Every time he came down, it was at least one guy in his face and then a second guy coming in to help out. It was just really a team effort from Canton. And you can tell this team's been here before, going down 1-0 early. They kept their composure, just kept to the script, kept getting pucks in deep, grinding it out, getting shots on net, crashing the net, and then they ended up breaking the seal, and then they got 4 in the late in the second period and the third, and they got it done. 3 and 4 years, very impressive, and the Dogs are on top.
You got to give a lot of credit to that coaching staff though, because with the run 3 out of 4, and then going into that game, and you have such a great goal scorer like Pavitt Mara to you have to worry about, and he scores 5 minutes into the game, and then you can tell they just switch up the game plan, or they just game planned around Mara after that, because going in the second period, Mara was he had the puck, he was making some good plays, but dude, they were limiting him. They were limited to the perimeter and everything, putting hats, like you said, Coco putting hats on him. So that's a well-coached team, keeping their composure and sticking to the script.
Yeah, they showed a lot of grittiness, I guess to say. They lost in the state championship last year. Get back here again, go down 1-0 early, and it could have been tuck your tail between your legs and feel sorry for yourself and oh, here we go again. The girls team too. They also were in the state championship last year and lost, and we're back in it again this year, and they played the early game and lost. So that had to have added a little bit of pressure to Canton. It's both boys and girls can't both lose 2 years in a row. Someone's got to get the job done. 4 chances, you got to win 1. And Canton, they got the job done. Bulldogs, baby, something in the water in Canton. We were saying it. I think they're due for the pod next.
Yeah,
we'll have to reach out to those Canton boys.
I'm sure they'll hear that. They're listeners.
Yeah, big supporters of the pod, the Canton boys.
I know
if you're listening, love to have you on. We'll set something up. But yeah, hats off to them. State champs. State champs, baby. All right, let's move on to D3, where we had Scituate and Neshoba. When regulation time ended, more hockey was going to be needed to determine the 2023 MIA Boys Division III state champion. This was actually a familiar situation for Neshoba Regional. 8 times this season, the Wolves went to overtime. On their run to Sunday's title game, they played an overtime game against Groton Dunstable, a double overtime game against Marlborough, and won a shootout against Medfield. So the experience paid off for them with a 2-1 victory against the top-seeded Scituate at the TD Garden. It was senior captain Joey Quinn scoring the game-winning goal 4 minutes and 6 seconds into the 4-on-4 overtime. He slipped a backhand into the Sailors' goal. Neshoba finished the season 15-5-5. They entered the tournament as the 11th seed, the highest seed to win on Sunday. And it's the program's first state title since 2016 when it won a Division 3A title under the previous MIAA format. So, boys, what are your thoughts on the Scituate-Neshoba game?
Dude, Neshoba, that team was a good team. I was honestly pretty shocked as an 11 seed. Them coming in there and playing the game they did. The first thing I saw was number 6, the defenseman, just walks the blue line like a fucking tightrope. I'm like, oh, Scituate's in trouble. The kid was like Kale McCarr on the blue line. It was crazy. And they had a lot of good forwards. Their goalie was pretty decent too. I wouldn't say probably better than decent. He was actually pretty good. Made a lot of big saves. Scituate, I had him all year, man. I like the number 1 seed. I've seen highlights of how they play and everything, and I think they just met their match at the Garden, man. Neshoba was real deal. They had a crazy fan section, all this stuff. But I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later. I'll let Vinny talk, but it might have been a little bit of a mushing for Scituate. There might have been a little bit of a mush. Not saying me, but
Are we gonna address that soon? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. So the Sailors, they kind of look snake bit the whole game. I want to say they just couldn't get anything going in the offensive zone. They finally broke through. I think his name's Jim Sullivan. 100th career point.
Yeah, he's
Congratulations. Good. Yeah, very good player too.
It was a snipe.
But I noticed that the Sailors really didn't have a game plan how to break out against this Neshoba team. This Neshoba team was very good at forecheck. The Sailors were just flipping the puck out, trying to get a bounce, maybe get a breakaway or a 2-on-1. That's not a great recipe, I don't think, especially in a state championship game. But Neshoba, hats off to them. They had that defenseman Bob talked about, very good player. Looked like he ran the show with especially on the power play. Their defense was great, Neshoba's. They didn't really have any stars on offense. They just kept at it and grinded, and they looked like very well coached. They had some set plays. They scored on one really nice set play from behind the net. You could tell they worked on. So, yeah, hats off to Neshoba, and honestly, happy to see it. Not a big Scituate guy.
Yeah, Snipsky made that clear on Sunday that he was not pulling for Scituate. I was pulling for Scituate, local town here on the South Shore. But Neshoba, man, we were talking about their run on the last podcast and how I think a lot of teams just downplayed this Neshoba team. We didn't really talk much about them. I don't really think anyone did. They're kind of a dark horse, a little Cinderella run for them. But after seeing them play, they're legit. They were the real deal. I'd say for the first 2 periods, pretty back and forth. Not many scoring chances from either side. It was a real tight game. But then in the third, man, Neshoba dominated the third period. I think, it was 15 shots on goal for them?
Oh, yeah, second period, I think.
Yeah, they just turned it on late in the game. I don't know if it's just they do wind sprints, bag skates every practice, but, as the game went on, Neshoba just got better, it seemed like, and Scituate just, couldn't handle what they had to give them. And then, in overtime, nice old snap pass from the point right out in front, and then Joey Quinn there tucking home that backhander, winning the state title for Neshoba as 11 seed. Really good story for Neshoba here. The Cinderella run they made, able to get it done. And then also 1 year ago, Scituate eliminated Neshoba 6-1 in the state quarterfinals. So a little revenge spot for Neshoba.
Couple of revenge games that day.
Yeah. There was some good storylines on Sunday. All these games were awesome. Not to discredit Scituate, they had an unbelievable season. A lot of good talent on that team. Seniors, hats off, head up. I think this Scituate team's going to be back, but you made one fatal mistake. You shared a little shout out on your story from I guess you can call him a social media influencer. And he's a North Shore guy. He's not even from the South Shore. I don't know what he's doing shouting out Scituate. But he mushed you.
Yeah.
He mushed you. I'm sorry. It wasn't us. Bob had been on you from the get-go, and you guys have been rolling. And then this certain social media 40-year-old TikToker he mushed you, man. I'm sorry. You guys didn't know any better.
Yeah, you guys got
nothing
duped.
Against you guys, but
it's,
they got duped. They got duped.
Sorry, boys. I'll give
tough.
you that. Like, I thought I was riding for you, and then I saw that, and I was like, I'll give him an excuse.
Yeah, after I saw that, I was like, oh no. I'm like anchor's away, but like the anchor might be a little too heavy after that. Like, but that anchor might have slowed you down.
There's nowhere to throw an anchor in the North Shore.
Yeah.
No. It's South Shore.
Anchor's up. If you're gonna get caught in the North Shore and your anchor's down, you're fucked. Okay, you gotta get anchors away, baby. You gotta get the fuck out of the North Shore.
Yeah, I mean, you're South Shore through and through. You can't be sitting on the fence flipping back and forth. We know the South Shore North Shore rivalry. That's not how it goes. But I don't think they knew any better. So nothing against you guys.
We'll give him a pass.
I heard he went to Neshoba Valley, actually.
Probably did.
Yeah. No.
All right, let's move on to our final game, the Division IV state championship. This was Norwell and Sandwich. Norwell began its quest for the MIA Boys Division IV state title back in December with a win over Sandwich, and that's exactly how their incredible journey came to an end. The Clippers' nearly perfect season ended the best way they could imagine at 3:31 of overtime. Senior Timmy Ward netted the overtime winner in a thrilling 4-3 win over Sandwich. It looked like Norwell was in full control after jumping out to a 2-0 lead in the first period, but Sandwich never quit and proved why they were in the finals for the second consecutive year. Norwell fought all season long, and it led them to this moment where for the first time in program history, they can call themselves state champions. So Norwell got the job done, job finished, revenge tour complete. Boys, what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I got kicked right in the nuts, which I wanted. Congratulations, Norwell. Congratulations, boys. But I felt that whole first period, Norwell was just dominating, man. And then going into the second period, you can tell like maybe they were like, all right, like because you said, Coco, there's times where like they kind of get too comfortable. I think Norwell kind of got a little too comfortable in the second. They knew they were kind of just like they were the better team and all that stuff. Couple bad turnovers that led to goals, let Sandwich back in it. And Sandwich I looked at their line before the game. They were very top heavy on the first line. First line's combined for like 128 points, and then it dramatically fell off and stuff like that. So if you gave that first line some easy goals, some easy turnovers, like whatever opportunities, then they'll bite you in the ass, which they did. But it did, like Norwell just showed at the end of the game that they were the better team, especially in that overtime, man. Like I even told you, Coco, going to overtime, like Norwell's like way faster, way more crafty team. They made me eat my words, man. I'll admit it. Like I just didn't know Norwell was gonna be that much better than Sandwich all game.
Yeah, talk about hedging your bets over here.
I didn't hedge my bet at all. I'm just giving props.
No, I'm just joking. It's all right, Bob. But yeah, it was a great game. Norwell jumped out early, and you could tell like there was a few like like Bob was saying, like I think Timmy Ward had the puck in his own zone, like lazily bringing it up, and then Sandwich was just hounded it. You know what I mean? They were just hanging around and turned them over a few times. Norwell got turned over a few times, and just some lazy plays. But like you said, they get comfortable. It happens. Like they were easily the better team. way more skilled because like you notice more guys on Norwell with the puck than Sandwich. Sandwich was just hanging around, which what good teams do, but they were lacking a little bit on the talent side, especially when it came to overtime. That's like so much open ice. You got the talent, you got the speed, the skill. It's over, and it was awesome to see because me and Coco came out on top, had a great day on that one. It was a great game. Shout out Timmy Ward and that goal at the end. Unbelievable finish to that.
Yeah, I mean, it was all Norwell early on. They came out buzzing. First time being in the Garden, you knew that was going to happen. They gave Sandwich everything they had, went up 2-0 early. Sandwich, though, they're a great team. They never quit. They made the most out of their opportunities. They buried them, got back in the game, ends up going to overtime, and contrary to last year when we were in the same position, Norwell ended up losing in double OT to Sandwich. They flipped the script, turned the tables on them, and they get it done in overtime this time when it really matters. So, yeah, it was just special, and I was so happy to see Norwell get it done. Coach Casa, first state championship, and he had been the Frozen Four multiple times, had been so close, been coach for 22 years, finally got it done. A lot of those boys just been working their tails off, preparing for this moment, and they embraced it, and they got it done. Job finished. The boys kind of break it down a little better than us coming up in a bit. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out Timmy Ward, Austin Shea, Quinn Simmons, Nolan Petroselli, Kevin Leary. You boys got it done for Norwell. You got it done for Coach Casa. You got it done for all the former Clippers who were so close to this moment. And it's coming home. State championship's coming home. Been a long time coming. Well deserved, boys. Congrats. Couldn't be happier for you guys. Yeah, so that rounds it up for our Mass High School hockey this year. It's been an unbelievable year. It's been some great hockey, and I'm sad that it's coming to an end, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, off season, man, like just all the tryouts now and everything. Like, just I can't wait to coach next year, man. Just like man, I might be playing next year as well. But it just off season hockey sucks, dude. Like, because at the end, like, what do you got? Like NHL left. Obviously, you got like the Stanley Cup, but also like just like high school hockey, dude. Like nothing really compares to that. Because, we all played high school hockey here, obviously, and like the memories you get from it and all that, and just going to the games and you like while you watch the games, you kind of unlock your memories that you did when you played, and you know exactly what these kids are going through and all that. So it's just cool to see that level of hockey, especially at the Garden. I've never watched it at the Garden, honestly. That was my first year doing it, and it was actually like a sick experience. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was great like following it. Like it gives me like flashbacks to like obviously I'd never played at the Garden, but just like I think about suiting up back in the day, and it's great. Like Bob said, I hadn't seen it at the Garden, and like for those kids to be like playing on that ice, it must be unbelievable feeling, especially winning it. It's like feel like a pro when you're out there and you're winning all those people. It's crazy.
Yeah, special moment for these kids, and just shout out to every senior out there who played high school hockey at any division. These are the moments that you'll never forget, and this is coming from three absolutely washed up former high school hockey players. We're still talking about it to this day, and whether you won or lost this year, it's going to be something you never forget. Memories for life, brothers for life, with all your teammates, and yeah, just don't forget the moments.
Yeah, soak it in. Soak it in.
Yeah, soak it all in, embrace it, be happy it happened. And I'm already looking forward to next year and covering this from the jump. We kind of hopped in a little late this year, but next year we're full steam ahead with high school hockey from day one.
Yeah, we're gonna get some preseason previews going. That's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna make sure we're dialed the fuck in.
Yep.
Yeah, you might see us at a couple tryouts. We don't know yet. We're just we'll dangle it out there. We'll let you know.
Yeah, Vinny's gonna be at the 5 a.m. skate, like the morning at the Monday after Thanksgiving.
I'll be there with my notepad, taking down notes, looking at numbers.
Yep, and yeah, for all you underclassmen coming back next year, get ready. Off-season training starts now. No days off. Do whatever you can. Get in the gym. Get on the ice. shoot some pucks in your driveway, throw in the ankle weights or something. But yeah, start gearing up for next year because could have 4 new champions next year.
Yeah, you want, and we'll talk about you too. You'll make the
Yeah.
pod.
And you might make the Pie Slot podcast. So yeah. I know I'll be coaching the U16 level. We'll be coaching some of these high schoolers, getting them ready. So yeah, let's run it back next year, boys.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so I think now's a great time to kick it over to ourselves and the Norwell High Captains, the newest state champions in Division 4. Great interview with them coming up. Hope you enjoy it. Please welcome to today's show a couple beauties who are the captains of the Norwell High hockey team and can now call themselves state champions after their big win in the D4 state championship this past weekend. We have Kevin Leary, Austin Shea, and Timmy, or should I say Himmy Ward. Thanks for joining the show today, boys.
Thank you for having
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, boys, now that the dust has kind of settled, how does it feel to be state champs? I mean, did the teachers at least give you guys a free pass on the homework this weekend?
Yeah, no, we definitely did not go into school Monday, and I don't really think teachers had a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, like state championship, first in program history, it's unbelievable. Like, I would take the whole week off. If Vinny said he was going to drop out of school,
Yeah.
he would have
I
dropped
just
out.
showed up to graduation.
Yeah.
Just holding my peace.
Yeah, I mean, all you need is a diploma. They'll give it to you.
For sure.
Yeah, right.
But boys, walk us through this experience on Sunday, just from like the bus ride going into Boston and then skating on the TD Garden ice and then playing in front of what seemed like the entire town of Norwell. I mean, just how unreal was that?
Yeah. You can go first, Austin.
No, that's all you.
Got it. All right. Although from a fan perspective, it looks like the rink is empty. From a player perspective, it's obviously the most fans you've ever played in front of, so it feels like just a packed arena. And the lights are so bright, it's hard to adjust at the start of the game. I feel like I was taking all of warm-ups just adjusting to the lights.
Yeah, from my perspective, anyways, I kind of felt like, just like for how much the game meant and how important it was, like it was kind of difficult to kind of soak in everything that was going on, like playing in the TD Garden where like the Bruins played and everything. Like there wasn't really much time to like think about all that, like kind of just being so kind of hyper focused on the task at hand, on the game. Yeah, no, I wasn't really able to soak it all in, but looking back on it, it was amazing.
Really, I was a little different. I kind of just like came in. They said not to look in the stands because it'll psych you out. But I think the whole game I was just looking around, like smiling and everything. Like I don't think half the time I was even like thinking of playing. I was just thinking about like who was there, like this, that. But like when the puck goes off the glass, you can't really see it because it's so reflective and like the seats are black, so like you'll lose it and everything. It was kind of weird. So like it's kind of an odd experience, but it was sick. Like the Garden, thought you're on the Bruins all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, we've played in front of some decent-sized crowds, but I don't think anything close to what you guys played in front of. And I know, like, in warm-ups, you kind of get the butterflies in your stomach, you get the Bambi legs a little bit. But I feel like once the puck drops, like, all that kind of just goes away. And it's like, all right, it's game time now. And you kind of just put that behind you and just, play the game that you grew up playing since you were, 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, because holding you guys' composure throughout that whole entire game, like, honestly, on both sides. Like, you and Sandwich was there before, but, like, you guys held your composure so well. It was such a well-played game and stuff like that, and just had, like, everything on the line, like, state championship, everyone there, and just playing on that Bruins ice. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it was definitely tough at times, especially when Sandwich was making that comeback. I think keeping our composure was definitely huge for us, but yeah, no, I'd definitely be lying just if I was saying like I wasn't nervous at any points during that game.
Yeah, why don't we talk about the game a little bit? So we were there, and from what we saw in the stands, I mean, you guys dominated that entire first period. Went up 2-0 early, and we were saying to each other, we were like, this is going to be a blowout. But Sandwich, give them credit. They clawed their way back into the game. They tied it up 2-2, and then eventually went into overtime. I mean, was there ever a doubt in your mind that you guys were going to pull this off?
I think like I think a little bit like it was in the back of all of our minds, but like I don't really think it was reflective of like the attitude on the bench. I think we were still kind of. I think like we still thought we were in that game. I think we still thought we were going to win that game. Like as long as we kept putting it on them, we didn't really feel like they earned those goals. We kind of felt we gave them to them. So that was a little bit encouraging. And then taking the lead back, I think we definitely got it back in our mind. Like this is our game. We're gonna
Yeah,
win this
Austin,
thing.
I agree, man. From what we saw in that first period, pure domination. I definitely was regretting my pick going to the second period. That's 100%. But yeah, you guys definitely like let them back in the game. But like it just showed like you guys were the better team at the end for sure when it came down to it.
Yep.
I feel like it's a reoccurring theme for Sandwich's game that although they might look like they're getting outplayed, they score a bunch of goals on transition. So one big play and obviously like it happened, they can just get right back in the game.
Yeah, because from
Quick,
what I saw like before the game, I saw like their lineup. I think they had a combined like 130 points in their first line, and then they fell off dramatically after that. Like they didn't really have depth scoring.
Yep.
So like yeah, like if you get one of those guys, was it like Connolly and like MacGyver? If you give one of those two guys like an opportunity, they're gonna make you pay.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stat sheet with Sandwich, like I was expecting those guys to be like, standouts out there, but you guys did a great job of limiting them to their chances. Yeah, I mean, they did get a couple and they did capitalize on it, but yeah, you guys, kept your composure the whole time. And from what I saw, there was never a doubt. And we knew it was always the Clippers. We all believed in you. Well,
Always the
two-thirds of the
Clippers.
podcast believed in you. Do you guys have anything to say to Bob for hopping on the Sandwich bandwagon prior to the tournament?
Thank you.
He didn't leave, he
Yeah,
didn't leave the
thank
rink
you.
in a body bag.
Yeah, hey guys, thank you for being so nice about it.
It made for some good exchange though on Instagram. Like our DMs were pretty funny
Yeah.
because of it.
Wait, Bob, if I can ask you a question, what was your reasoning behind that?
Honestly, it was because I just didn't want to like jinx you guys at all. That's all it really was. I thought I knew Sandwich was a good team. Whatever. Like I heard they were Cinderella last year, and I knew they had a really good forward core. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna ride with them because I just didn't want to because like they like to be honest, Coco and Vinny were like, oh yeah, no, whatever. I knew you guys are really good, but I didn't want to jinx
Yeah,
it.
he
Just,
didn't want to be the mush.
yeah, someone has to be the villain. Like we can't it can all be like sunshines and rainbows over here.
Yeah, you gotta have a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was mainly for content. If us three all just picked Norwell, would have looked kind of lame. So, yeah, one guy had to do it. Wasn't going to be me. But, yeah, Bob kind of took one for the team there. And, yeah, I think it kind of motivated you guys a little bit, got the boys going, and, it worked out.
Yeah.
So, you boys can be honest here. How sweet was the revenge against Sandwich after that heartbreaking loss to them last year in the semifinals? Double overtime, and then you guys come back this year. You find them again, this time in the state championship, and you guys get it done. I mean, just how sweet was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah, no, that definitely felt really good. Like especially to win it in the same exact way that we lost it last year. But like to see them celebrate like while we're down on the ice last year, and then to pretty much watch them have us celebrate watching them down on the ice was just kind of like the parallelism with it was just I mean it was just it was an unreal feeling.
Did that like seeing them celebrate and that like help you guys?
It motivated us for sure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a sick hype video that I don't know who posted, but it was like of last year losing, and then just the storyline was just unbelievable. Like the fact that you guys meet again, both top dogs, like once again, 2 years in a row, and then this time just flip the script on them, tables turned.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a couple of those videos. I think Kev made one to start the year, and then Garrett Fisher made one that you
Alger.
probably saw recently. And Alger,
makes some
obviously.
pretty. We have
Alger,
Alger,
yeah.
games. Alger's nasty. Made like 3 or 4 videos for us. He made the one last year for Sandwich. Then he made one for us at the start of the year for Sandwich. He's filmed all 3 games. So we have some pretty good film for all that. Kid's legit.
Yeah,
Is that your guy? Is he a Norwell guy?
No, he's a Nauset guy. But I played with him growing up, so he's so skilled. He does all the games. Hockey Night hired him, so he's been doing stuff with them all year. But he did us for free a couple times.
Yeah, those hockey night videos are unreal. And he's the one. He's the one getting that content. He
getting
does a
lot
good
of it.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Timmy, you got to talk to us about your game-winning goal here. So what was going through your mind when you had the puck on your stick in OT, or you can just be completely honest with us? Did you just black out, and then the next thing you know, the puck was in the back of the net?
No, I try this all the time in practice, but it doesn't usually work. Uh, yeah, my success rate isn't too high, but obviously it worked in game. Yeah, I try and wheel around a lot whenever I can in games and practices, so I feel pretty comfortable with it. But same thing happened last year in like the second round of the playoffs where I was able to just wheel around and the defense just gave me so much time. It's pretty hard to defend when you're flat-footed, and a couple of those kids were, so they were able to give me a lane, and I got pretty lucky. The kid poke checked it and just landed in my skates, and then it was right in front of me. It's kind of like it's happened, but it felt so good.
I was gonna say I did see the slow-mo replay of it. And I was gonna say, did he get a stick on that and like deflect off your skate and then just came right back to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you flew by those kids too. Like I mean, like when you had the puck in the neutral zone and you blew by the first kid, Coco goes, "Oh my God, Timmy!" And then you went around the other kid. The kid tried to hippie you again, and then it just like went in. I was like, "Oh my God, that was nuts!" You just blew by them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coast to
give me a
coast
time.
butter toast.
I've been
Ended up being the
snake
golden goal for Norwell.
bitten.
So, I mean, you guys are forever going to be in the Norwell hockey record books, as this was, the first state championship in school history. But how special was it winning it for Coach Casa, who's been, coaching for what seems like an eternity now? And how special was it winning it for those, former Norwell players who were so close to being in the position that you guys were in?
I'm honestly most happy for him. I don't know if you replayed it back on the actual live stream, but you can see him slip on the ice in excitement.
Oh, I saw it live.
That's awesome.
Imagine waiting that long.
Yeah.
Imagine waiting that long to
Oh,
win
yeah.
it, and you just slip on the ice for the Sally.
That was definitely the best
Got a
fall
little
of his
too
life.
excited.
I mean, he was saying before the game too, like, how he'd been talking about I don't want to be like I don't like you never want to be that guy that like falls on the ice or whatever. And,
Jinxed himself.
he was actually telling my dad before the game. My dad was he was telling me that story, but I thought that was pretty funny because I mean it's obviously exactly what happened.
Tough. That's tough.
Yeah, it was a fresh sheet of ice. You gotta be careful, man. I've almost taken a digger once or twice, when on the coaching staff. You got the dress shoes on and the wet ice, dude. It's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, Casa been I think 22 years now. He's been chasing this and finally got it
Yep.
done. So yeah, it must have felt great for him as well as you guys.
Yeah. Especially like he's coaching at Norwell 15 years. I think this year was his fourth time going to the Final Four. I mean, he's obviously had some great teams in the past that were never able to get past that Final Four game, get to the Garden. So I thought that was pretty special to be that team to like finally break that ice and then like win the game in the Garden. I thought that was pretty a pretty cool moment for us.
Yeah, I mean, and Norwell's had some loaded teams in the past too, who, like you mentioned, have made it this far or close to this state championship, made it to the Final Four, just haven't been able to get over the hump. But what do you think was different about this team? How were you guys able to get it done?
We had a good combination of good work ethic and skill in our team this year that I don't know if like we've seen in the teams prior, and we had like really good chemistry at the end of the year, and I think everyone just fed off each other's excitement and hard work, and we just piled up to get goals.
Yeah, you got.
I think an overlooked thing too is our experience. Like we were the first team like over that span to like kind of be in that situation for 2 straight years, so we kind of knew what to expect like going into the Final Four, like how to handle the nerves and stuff. I mean, we obviously lost that year to COVID, so there's like we lost a little bit of that in terms of experience. But I think like as far as our core goes, I mean, especially just being so devastated from last year and just knowing that like you know what, this is the worst feeling we could possibly get. Like it doesn't get worse than this. We just lost in the worst way we could. I think just kind of going into this next year with that perspective, kind of helped us go all the way.
I mean, you guys were very close to pulling off the perfect season. Finished 24-1, that one lone loss. I mean, would you have wanted to go 25-0, or do you think that would just added some additional pressure in the playoffs, being undefeated in the regular season?
I think it was a good thing. Feels like the 16-0 Patriots season, where
Right. Yeah.
they never feel the adversity. But that game definitely helped us. We regrouped so much after that game. There was a ton to fix in the defensive and offensive zone, and obviously it helped us. We didn't lose a game after that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
at what point in the season were you guys like, we're winning the whole damn thing? Was it before the season started, or was it there a turning point in the year when you realized that this is the team that's going to get the job done?
I honestly think like at the start of the year we had a scrimmage. It was at Stoneham, and I'll be honest, we looked pretty terrible. We were like, oh my man, like we're not going anywhere. But I think we picked it up a little bit. Like the first couple games, like our second, well, we beat Sandwich 4-1 first game, but we were like, oh, they're not the same team as last year. And then we beat Situate, and then we beat Abington 3-2 the next game. So I mean, we outplayed them, but it was like, oh, like is this going to be the same as last year? There was a little bit of uncertainty. Then we had a really good game against Medway, and I think at that point we were pretty convinced, like, you know what, we're a really good hockey team. I think we can do this.
Yeah. What do you think, Leary?
I mean, I kind of knew we were going to win after the Situate game because, I mean, it's a little conspiracy, but every team that's won the Gormley Cup has won the state championship. Like Hanover did it, Sandwich did it. Forget the other team that did it, but I also trusted a lot of my teammates. I've known them for like a really long time. Worked with them all over the summer, whether it was roller or just rent and ice. Like we did 3-on-3 the whole summer, and I knew the guys would band together, and I feel like I knew this was Cass's year, and with Camesso and all his speeches, I mean, everyone really bought in after the first one.
Yeah, I mean, so looking back on some past teams, I think have been very good, if not just as good as you guys. But I feel like it's kind of a trend in Norwell is that like some of the better guys will not play for the high school and will play other junior teams, whatever it may be, club hockey. What kind of motivated you guys to all stay together and set this goal to go win a state championship?
Maybe last year's team, I guess. I don't know how that makes sense, but we had a bunch of guys that were uncertain whether they're going to play this year. And I think last year's losing game against Sandwich was definitely a motivating factor to come back and just finish the job.
Yeah, you got to run that back. The way you guys lost last year, you guys had to run that back, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think you can't beat high school hockey. I mean, playing in front of your classmates, on a Saturday night, like there's nothing that can beat that. I mean, yeah, there's some great junior programs out there, not to diss them at all, but like you just can't replicate that high school hockey feeling with the student body really getting into it, the back and forth between the fans. It's just it's awesome. You can't beat it.
Yeah, like my freshman year, I opted to do full season for my club, and I definitely regret that. I regretted it after first week of playing high school hockey. I was like, you know what, this is so much more fun. This is way better.
So, boys, is there like an NHL player you guys might model your game after, or maybe a player that you look up to? I think I already know Leary's answer to this question.
Love Cooch. He's insane. After the playoffs last year, I was watching. I got the infamous horse cock lock. That's the
doesn't lose.
Shout out horse cock lock.
I don't know. I like Kucherov. Just like every player on the Lightning. I did my tape job after Kucherov too. On the top and the bottom. Yeah.
Isn't there another guy on the Lightning you like?
Yeah, I thought I was expecting a different answer.
I like Hedman.
Throw us a curveball.
Hedman's nasty.
I thought it was a different defense.
Yeah, it's something to do with like a hormone thing. It's like a hormone thing.
I motto my like in the showers and then when I'm getting undressed and everything. Zach Bogosian.
Bogosian. That's what I wanted to hear.
There you go.
Yeah, your pregame warm up.
The horniest man in the league.
100%.
It's not a bad thing.
Whatever works.
Coming from the one here with the daughter, it's not a bad thing.
I think for me, honestly, it's gonna throw you back a little bit, but I think Cam Neely.
Oh, there you go.
Watch some Cam Neely highlights when I was younger. Like I've always been a little bit bigger, so just like watching the way he would dump the puck in and just reverse hit the guy, or like chip it off the wall, reverse hit it, and then get the puck back. I don't know. I kind of always kind of fell for that.
Wait, are you the one that blew that kid up in the middle of the ice? You were 22, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Cam Neely. There you go.
Yeah, absolute bull.
Yeah,
Cam Neely was.
You absolutely killed that kid. Helmet off. Love that.
I'm obviously a fan of McDavid, but I'm also a fan of Gaudreau.
Bedard.
I can see the
I-
Gaudreau
I-
comparison.
I can see the Bedard too. The way you
Who
skate
wants
and
to
your
be
hands and
Bedard
everything.
So bad.
Speed kills.
I mean, it was Bedard like the way you fucking ended the game, so makes sense.
Yeah, it was like Bedard in the World Juniors.
He definitely motivated me to switch to fishbowl.
Love it.
Were you the only one with a ball on the team? I didn't realize.
No, Leary's got one, doesn't he?
Me?
Oh.
No.
No.
I tried convincing him to get one.
No, Larry looks like a Slovak with his neck guard.
Oh,
Yeah,
You have like a
yeah.
turtleneck?
Neck
He looks
Well,
like
he's
Dahlia.
ready for the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Side
He's
points,
Dahlia on the
really.
Swedish.
Zach Bogosian wear the neck.
Actually,
Yeah, it's
no.
Bogosian
Zach
inspired.
Bogosian wears a wife beater underneath his
I think
clothes.
Bogosian flops the tongue. Does he?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah.
He's great.
Bogosian has style.
Yeah, he does.
Tony DeAngelo.
Tony
Oh,
D.
yo, Coco. What about talking about Tony DeAngelo? Coco's best friends with him.
That's my guy.
If anyone
Certified Scott.
If anyone emulates Tony D, Coco's benching him. I think he's riding Pine.
Hey, he gave us a shout out last year. He said the Boston media was heckling him.
He
Yeah,
untagged himself from the
did?
video.
Yeah,
yeah, we hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's seen it.
poor Tony. Me and him go way back though.
Yeah.
Legend.
So, boys, I gotta ask, what's next for you guys? Is there a goal to play hockey at the next level, or are you guys just going out on top?
I think for me, I'm just thinking about going out on top right now.
Club hockey.
Club.
Hey,
ACH
Yeah.
18
Yeah, there's
now.
potential
The
there. man.
environment, some ACH 18s are insane. I remember you guys were
the
talking about it.
The Southern teams.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is sick. I play club, but I play CHF. I mean, Quincy College is looking for some guys. If you guys are looking to,
Yeah, see, look, I wore the hat just for
Hey,
you guys.
I mean,
Hoping you guys would see it.
hey, we made nationals this year, but we couldn't make the trip unfortunately. But yeah, so it's a good little program you guys have here.
Yeah, Coach gave it like he told me. He was like, "Oh, make sure you wear that hat tonight."
I'll be you guys' captain if I play next year. So
Your
yeah, I
captain?
was this year.
yeah, first captain in program history right here.
Yeah.
Bob.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get me picking sandwich might like sway you guys another way, but we can make up on the team.
You guys made him
Sure,
eat a
sure.
shit sandwich this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you guys are all up in the air, could give you a pitch on Quincy College. Probably the cheapest tuition around. You get to play with Bob, and you'll have me back on the bench too. So
Yeah, Coco will be coaching, and then we got
just
You head coach?
we got a
you
banquet
don't have to
tomorrow.
make a commitment now, but just keep your options open.
This
Yeah, I'll
wasn't an
think about
interview.
it.
This was a sales pitch. This was a recruiting visit.
We're gonna make a run in Natties next year. We're going all the way.
Yeah. This was
Could've
a
done
trap.
this
This was
year.
an interview.
These guys are like, "Oh, about to back out."
They log
They
off.
got their finger on the trigger right now, like detonate.
But boys, you got anything else for these guys before we let them go?
All I gotta say is congratulations, guys. That was one hell of a game that we witnessed, and well, best luck in the future, whatever you guys do.
Yeah, same. Like that was
Thank
the
you so
best
much.
game all day. dramatic. You guys went up and then down, and then you guys came up on top and made me and Coco look real smart, and somebody else not so smart.
Yeah, you guys made me put my face in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the last podcast. I said Norwell Sandwich is going to be the game of the night. Had the perfect time slot for it. All eyes were going to be on that game, and you boys didn't disappoint. So I know you guys are student athletes and all. Timmy, and I think Austin, you play lacrosse too, right? So you guys are chasing another ring, looking to go back-to-back for lacrosse.
Yeah.
So
Back to back to back.
Oh, back-to-back. Excuse me. But
Bro, lacrosse and hockey.
I mean, now that you won a state title in both, does one weigh a little more heavy than the other?
Hockey.
It has to be.
Yeah, no, I think the hockey one, just because it's just harder. Like in hockey, you could be the best team, and what happened last year? Like, we're the much better team against Sandwich, and we still went down. But I think in lacrosse, it's like if you're the better team, it's such a high scoring game. If you're the better team, you typically win. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, best of luck in the lacrosse season. I mean, 2 state championships in 1 year would be pretty sweet. So
that would be cool. Senior year too.
Yeah, then you're really going out on top, and that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are student athletes. We don't want to prevent you from your studying, so we'll let you guys go. But, boys, thanks again for joining us tonight, and congrats on the state championship win. It was well-deserved and a long time coming for this team. So, yeah, congrats.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
studying.
I got one thing left to add. Kansas State money line tomorrow.
Oh, man, K-State?
Yeah, I'm going to ride with you, Hemi.
It's the Cinderella story.
Michigan State's terrible. They sold me all year. Really, any parlays, Michigan State and Purdue never hit.
January, February, Izzo.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, we make the picks on this pod.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with you on that, Hemi. You better not disappoint me.
I'll dabble.
Hemi's
guys
on
coming back
fire,
from
might
heart-
as well
from heart
ride, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Keontae Johnson. He collapsed
Yeah.
on the floor 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good story.
Cannot take him. He's the leading scorer.
You got to always root for the good story, like Norwell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Works
All
out
right,
well.
boys. Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, boys, good
Yeah,
talking
Good
to you.
luck
Thanks
the
for
rest
coming
of
on,
the
boys.
year. All right, that was a great interview with the Norwell High captains. Congrats, boys. I'll say it again. First state championship in school history. Well deserved.
Did it for the
Don't
boys who
never
couldn't.
forget that moment. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, sick interview. Good boys, too.
Yeah, those are the boys. Seniors going out on top. It's the only way to go. Why don't we move on to our next segment here? Talk a little Bruins banter. So since the last episode, the Bruins have gone 4-0 with wins on the road over the Jets, Wild, and Sabres. And they had a win at home against the Sens 2-1 the other night. Boys, before I ask your thoughts, I'll just let you know that the panic button is gone. I threw it in the trash.
Yeah, I don't even know why you brought it up.
I was panicking.
It's like the Shesterkin take now.
Yeah, the Bruins, though, I mean, I know they had a little bit of a skid, but, dude, like, they can afford to do that, you know what I mean? Get that little bad hockey out, you know what I mean? Like, they're just, like, in cruise control right now. Like, the fact that they went 4-0 in the last 4 and, like, just being on cruise control is, like, insane. Because they're just going out there and just playing their game, you know what I mean? And they're, like, moving guys in and out of the lineup. It's pretty impressive to see. Olmark's not really, like, playing up to par. Like, he's still not, like, playing terrible, but he's not, like, he wasn't Hemi to start. Like you know what I mean? He's not Hemi right now, but Sway, but that's the thing about having 2 good goaltenders. You got Sway to pick up the slack right now. So, again, not too worried about them. They're just going to keep on just doing what they're doing and just rolling to the playoffs.
Yeah. Like you guys were saying about how they dropped a few games. Those were road games too. Like when they recouped when they came back home, it was just like they just needed to get back home, get the home cooking going. It looked like they settled back in. They don't have Forbert either right now, which is like they need him back until the playoffs. We won't have him back until the playoffs, but the real thing I've been noticing is just Swayman and Allmark. Even though Allmark hasn't been like totally on his game, just Swayman just stepping up, like 2 shutouts in a row for him. I think that's been the big thing is the goaltending, especially we've been banged up on the back end a little bit. Not really scoring too many goals. I mean, like against the Sabres we did, but Like other than that, it's been kind of low scoring for the Bees. So winning in different ways is definitely a good recipe for hopefully a cup, because it's definitely cup or bust. I don't care what you Bobo Bruins fans have to say, because I know I've talked to them and I'm like, cup or bust, and like, bro, don't even say that. I'm like, bro, like, if you don't win a cup, it's pretty much the biggest disappointment ever. You just set the expectations all the way up here, and you can't say anything else.
Yeah, I mean, all I'll say is that's how you bounce back from a rough stretch with a quick 4-game heater. I mean, I wasn't full panic. I wasn't slamming the panic button, but I was probably like a 6 or 7 on the panic. I was close there. But now I'm back down to like a 1 after their 4-game stretch here. They've outscored their opponents 17-3. So they're winning, but they're winning big too, pretty convincingly. Those are some great wins they had over, some playoff teams too. The Jets and Wild will be in the playoffs in the Western Conference. Sabres are kind of on the bubble. Same with the Sens. It doesn't look likely that they'll get in, but to take care of business against some teams who are still playing for something is a great sign. And Swayman, man, I think he has gave us the right to ask the question: it's Swayman or Omar come playoff time? What do you boys think?
I think Allmark earned the start. Swayman was really rocky throughout the year, and Swayman just has been the guy until recent. But when you have to start Allmark game 1, but if he looks rocky or whatever, has one bad game, then throw Sway in game 2. Like, no fucking little all right, we'll just see what Allmark does in game 2, because if he, let's say it happens, he has 2 stingers in game 2 and you're down 2-0 at from going on the road back to whoever the fuck you're playing. That's not good. So I would say because you can have a short leash with these guys because of how good both our goaltenders are. So if one guy stinks, throw in the other guy.
Yeah, I mainly agree with Bob says about. I don't like the whole platoon during the playoffs thing. You ride the hot hand, and I mean, I don't see the big gap between Swayman and Allmark right now. There's not one that's Allmark deserves it because he definitely earned the starting job at the beginning of the year, and he's been lights out. 1 loss at home, or 1 regulation loss at home. But it's such a different animal going into the playoffs, especially Allmark. I don't know. How did he play last year when we were in the playoffs? I don't know if he was that great. Probably not, because we didn't win. We didn't go too far. But hopefully he remembers what it was like last year and builds off of that. But you got to start Allmark first, especially he's going to win the Vezina. You can't put the Vezina goalie on the bench to start. You just monitor it and say, oh, Allmark doesn't look right. I'm sure Montgomery will. I trust him. He's growing on me. I was big Bruce guy, but then I heard a few interviews about it. I'm like, all right, word, I like this guy. I think he'll have it under control. He doesn't seem like he's too his heart's too in it. He's just using his hockey mind. So he could go either way, but definitely Allmark's earned it.
Yeah, I mean, people will probably say we're crazy for even asking that question, but the season that Allmark's had, he's probably hands down the Vezina Trophy winner this year. But just the way Swayman's been playing, man, it's really not that crazy asking Swayman or Allmark come playoff time. Because Swayman's the better goalie right now. He is. Mm-hmm. And that's the God's honest truth. But, yeah, just from what Allmark's done for us this year, he's had an unbelievable season. It would be really tough to just be like, yeah, thanks, but we're going with Sway for game 1. You got to go Allmark, because I think that would ruin his confidence if you put him on the bench. Even though it seems like Sway and Allmark have a great relationship, and it's it's friendly, competitive, but they're rooting for each other. But yeah, it's Allmark game 1, but I think like Bob said, it's a short leash.
Yep.
I'd say 1, even 2 bad games. We got to go with Sway because he's hot right now, and it doesn't matter. We're not here to worry about people's feelings. Come playoff time, it's we're here to win. And whatever goal is going to give us the best chance to win is who's got to be in net.
That's a part of coaching, man. You got to make the tough decisions. Always got to make tough decisions.
You're not going to please everyone.
Yeah, I think the relationship between Allmark and Swayman's huge because like they're boys, the best friends. They hug each other after. How many times they hugged this year? Probably like almost 60 times. You know what I mean? Like all the
52
wins,
times.
all the wins.
52.
Yeah, 52 hugs, whatever. And like that's like their celebration. But you guys see in the interview, like Swayman after his shutout, they're like feeding him pizza and wings and stuff like while he's getting interviewed. It's like all Mark and Carlo and it's hilarious, but like that's the thing why they could bench Allmark because Allmark's gonna be like rooting for Swayman on the bench because like he wants to win. It's a team game. Like you can't have that mentality. Be I got benched.
A ring's a ring.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Allmark, you can tell he won't care. Like I mean, I don't think anyway.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if this team's gonna make a deep playoff run, wouldn't surprise me. 'Cause you got to win 16 games to win the cup, right? So wouldn't surprise me if Sway wins 6 and Allmark wins 10. Like I don't give a shit. As long as we're going with the hot goalie and giving ourselves the best chance to win, I don't think either of those guys would care either. Because at the end of the day, if we win a Stanley Cup, everyone's happy.
Yeah, there's always going to be those rough spots. Like I know Allmark is probably going to get pulled once during the playoffs. If like I just don't see it like being that smooth for the Bees. Like it happens at all the best of them. Like
We're gonna lose games.
yeah, you're gonna lose a game. You're gonna lose games in the playoffs. Like they might not lose a lot, but there might be some stinkers in there from Allmark. Like he's played way more games than like he ever has in his career this year, and like he's probably getting fatigued. And
Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like the team kind of plays, they kind of get up a little more for Swayman, it feels like. I feel like when Elmark's in there, they get a little too relaxed and like, oh, yeah, Linus is going to bail us out. You know what I mean? Where with Sway, they're like, we got to be on our game. We got to be blocking shots. We can't be letting pucks get through. Like, I don't know. It just feels like they're a little more motivated for Swayman sometimes because he's, quote unquote, the backup, or not, if you want to even really say that. But yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes changing up the goalie can, just change the whole, mood of the team and kind of spark them in a good way. So yeah, we'll see come playoff time. I hope there's not goalie controversy, but chances are there might be, and I'm fine with either of these guys in net. I have all the confidence in the world in both of them.
Coco, you panic buttoned on Minnesota Wild that game. It was like 2. Oh, it was 1. And you text the group chat. You're like, panic button. The Bees are fucked.
They got lucky. A goal got called back. And, yeah. They could have been screwed.
Well, sell the team.
I turned it on, and you were like, "Oh, it's 2-0." I turned it on, it's 1-0. I was like, "Wait, am I like behind?" I was like on live. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like what the hell?
The Wild actually got 2 goals called back that game, so it could have been 3. It was ugly early on. They looked terrible.
The Wild are the hottest team in the NHL.
Yo, speaking of goals getting called back, that fucking Sharks Oilers game, dude.
Yeah, it was 4, right?
Yeah, so it was 3 called back on the Sharks. One wasn't even like they said it was goalie interference, but it wasn't really. They screened the goalie, just like hometown refs. Edmonton, they didn't want the Sharks to beat them, even though the Oilers are frauds too, but I digress. But, dude, yeah, there was 4 taken back, 1 on the Oilers and 3 on the Sharks. It was the most like an entertaining game though. It was nuts.
Bob? Why were you so invested in that?
I might have had a couple coins on it.
Yeah, I say in the group chat, I'm like, just live the Sharks with a shark emoji, and no one says anything. I see Bob the next day. He goes, "Yo, dude, you said that in the chat, and you said you live the Sharks. I already did."
Yeah, it was comedy, dude. Because he sends that text, and I live the Sharks like literally 5 minutes before, and I'm sweating it. And he goes, "I just live the Sharks," and I just like saw the phone, and I saw my phone, threw it on the couch. I'm like, "Fuck."
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you mushed it.
No, I didn't.
All done.
Nah. No, the fucking refs had a fucking call from Vegas. They were like, Snipsky's on it.
No, it was. Well, I mean, it wasn't like no one really mushed it.
The high slots on it.
No, the only the Sharks just shot themselves in the foot, dude. The guy Gregor, he came down on a 2-on-1. So it was Eric Carlson, that good Gregor on a 2-on-1, dude. Carlson had an unbelievable game, by the way. He had 2 goals, 2 assists. He comes down. It's 4-3 of the Sharks at this point. Comes down 2-on-1. Nasty pass to Gregor. buries it. They Selly. Dude, they look at the replay. This dude Greg was offsides by a mile on a 2-on-1. It's like, yo, what are you
He
doing,
got
dude?
too horny.
That's
Dude,
a lot.
I was so fucking mad. I'm like, all right, they're gonna lose this game, word, because like the Oilers just like turned it on, took advantage, and won in OT.
I shut it off. I had no faith in it at all. I was just like, oh, I lied the Sharks. I'm going to bed. Fuck. I'm going to go to bed pissed off.
All right, got a couple quick hitters before we move on to our final segment. Washington Capitals' Alex Ovechkin passed Wayne Gretzky for the most 40-goal seasons in NHL history. He now has 13 40-goal seasons. Colorado Avalanche have gave Stanley Cup winning head coach Jared Bednar a 3-year extension. The brand Fanatics is to replace Adidas as the NHL jersey maker for next season. They actually signed a 10-year deal to be the jersey maker for the NHL. And Carson Briere, son of former NHL player and current Philadelphia Flyers GM Danny Briere, has been charged after being caught on camera pushing a woman's wheelchair down a flight of stairs at a local bar at Mercyhurst University. I don't know if you guys saw that video.
Yeah, the video's wild.
I didn't see it.
It's nuts.
Yeah, the video's wild, dude. He's like he sits in the wheelchair and he's clearly fucking shit faced. and he gets up, he's like with his boy, like actually two of his boys, and one of his boys is actually smart and was like, oh, this isn't a good idea, and like walks away. And then the other one's just kind of standing there, and then Danny Briere's, Carson Briere stands up, grabs it, and just hucks it down like this steep ass stair. Like, dude, if someone was walking up those stairs, it would have been all done.
Yeah, they would have got their head taken
Yeah, like
off,
it was
dude.
honestly a wicked situation, like situation, and I like, and those stories are, like, I don't know if this is true, but there's a story like saying like, oh yeah, like whose ever wheelchair that was in the bathroom using the bathroom or whatever, and they like, I don't know if they came out and was like, yo, what the fuck's my wheelchair or something like that, but I don't know if that's true, but like nonetheless, it was a wild fucking footage.
It's kind of like ironic because Danny Briere just got hired as the GM of the Flyers too.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, like pretty much the same time.
It was like a week. It was like the same week or the week after he got signed as GM.
Yeah, he
That
probably beat his kid's ass. Like he was getting backlash on.
No,
that.
there's no way, dude. Like the reason why the kid's acting like that is he probably didn't beat his kid enough.
Yeah, well he was born rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, nothing worse as a parent than having a shithead kid. So I feel for Danny Briere. Like, you're probably giving this kid everything he's ever, needed in his life, and then he's just doing, like, scumbag shit like that. Like, come on, dude. Like, you know who your dad is. You know there's all eyes on you. You know whatever you do, there's going to be a story made out of it. So, why do some dumb shit like that? It was a girl's, like, wheelchair. They had, like, it was, like, a steep staircase, so obviously she can't get down there. So they had to, like, carry her down to go to the bathroom, and you come out of the bathroom and someone hums your wheelchair down the flight of stairs. Like, what the hell? Like, what kind of move is that?
Yeah, that's such a scumbag move. Well, I mean, I think the Philadelphia. Yeah, I think the Philadelphia probably rubbed off on him. Scumbag Philly fans.
The Philly scumbag in him.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to talk about was Fanatics being the new NHL jersey maker. Dude, this is just the NHL, man, being a bunch of cheapskates.
Yeah.
As always.
Gary Bettman.
Yeah, Bettman, dude. Just
He doesn't bet.
Pinching pennies over here. Like, obviously, Fanatics is probably the cheaper deal than Adidas and Nike and, or whatever, Under Armour. I don't know, I'm just thinking like the top brands. But, like, you look at NFL, MLB, NBA. Who makes all their jerseys? Nike. And we have Fanatics.
Right.
What the hell is that?
Might as well be
dude? That
Goodwill.
is brutal.
Goodwill. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Might as well be Hanes.
Yeah, for real.
Fruit of the Loom. Yeah, Fruit of the Loom's going to be making the NHL jerseys next year.
Dude, fucking.
It's just a joke.
Dude, the NHL, I thought, like, after making that TV deal with ESPN or whatever, like the ESPN Plus, even though it's just streaming, but I thought they were going, like, foot in the right direction. And then, like, last night, obviously, like, mobile betting's legal or whatever. I'm throwing in a couple bonus bets in or whatever, and like I put like some money on on the Bruins game, right? And I'm trying to watch the Bruins. Obviously, as a Bruins fan and as a bettor, press on the Bruins game. It says it's on ESPN Plus. Blacked out in your area. I'm like, yo, the Bruins are playing down the street. How the fuck are they blacked out? I can just walk to the Garden right now. You know what I mean? I just don't want to pay the money to watch them. But it's like, it's so insane. And then like I found the whole Fanatics thing, like all this stuff, like dude, the marketing's trash for the NHL. It's honestly crazy, dude. It's like, bro, like Gary Bettman's talking about like, oh yeah, let's make this better, let's make the NHL better, like hockey's for everyone, all this bullshit. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like move the Coyotes out of like Arizona. You know what I mean? Like they need to move. Like that like it's a trash ass franchise. He's not gonna move. He's just trying to
Austin Matthews is from there though.
yeah, but there's like I mean, there's good hockey players coming out of there. Like, Arizona State's there. They're a good hockey team, but at the same time, that franchise stinks. So it's like I don't know. Like Gary Bettman, like I mean, trust me. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he's not like destroying the NHL. He's definitely built the NHL since he's been commissioner. But right now, he's making the wrong moves.
Yeah, I think I know what happened here. So NHL spends all this money on the ESPN contract, right? So we can get our games televised on ESPN. Spend a bag on that, obviously, because ESPN's one of the most watched channels in the friggin' world. So they spend too much money on that. Ratings aren't as high as they expected, so they're not pulling in enough money because they stink at marketing their game. Because they're putting like the Yotes versus the Jackets on ESPN on a Friday night. Like no one's tuned into that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see McDavid. Let's see Matthews. Let's see the top guys in the league. Like put put your best product out there. So I guarantee that's what happened. They spent too much money on the ESPN deal, not bringing enough money because ratings are down, just because they suck at marketing this game, and that's why they're being cheapos and using Fanatics to make their jerseys for the next 10 years.
Dude,
that's just terrible.
The Adidas jerseys are nasty. I like them.
Yeah,
it's like
them.
what the fuck? Like why you like I get what
Good
you're saying,
quality.
Coco. Like it's the money thing, but at the same time, dude, like you're gonna take such a bad hit on that. Like it's crazy.
The ESPN Plus thing. Remember when the Oilers and the Bruins played, and McDavid and obviously Pasternak and Allmark going against each other, and they don't even put it on the national. It doesn't even get nationally televised. You have to go on ESPN Plus subscription and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to pay more money just to watch the games. And I don't want to open up a can of worms here, but you look at the World Baseball Classic last night. USA versus Japan ends up being Ohtani versus Trout, two of the best in the game going at it, game on the line. Where the hell's where's a tournament for the NHL where the best of the best are going at it? We haven't had one in like 5 years.
Wasn't there supposed to be one like 2019 or COVID or something washed it out?
Yeah, I think it was because of COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID. It was supposed to, they were gonna they were debating playing. Remember Marchand was like, like he said something about it, didn't he?
Yeah, because they would have had a quarantine for like 2 weeks if they got bagged with COVID, and then they wouldn't have been getting paid.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that whole ordeal. And it's like, yeah, we don't even create a tournament where the best of the best play against each other. Like the Olympics, NHL doesn't give time off that anymore, so we send our B-listers to go play in the Olympics. We don't have a World, Cup of Hockey or something. Some type of tournament where you have, a stacked USA team going up against Team Canada, which everyone wants to see. McDavid's been in the league for how many years? He's never played for Team Canada.
Dude,
He's never played with Crosby.
That's fucking criminal.
Yeah, Crosby's at the end of it. He might have one more in him if it comes up, but
Maybe.
That's about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Time's ticking, but they're screwing themselves here. They stink at promoting this game, and it just sucks because hockey's one of the best games on the planet, and it's just
it's not fair.
It's not marketed well enough.
It's not fair to because dude, this sport could be so. I mean, it already is big in the Northeast, Midwest, obviously Canada and Europe and shit, but like West Coast, Southern states. I know the games over there. They got the Stars. You got both Florida teams and all that stuff. But at the same time, bro, this could be a bigger sport if they just got their head out of their asses and actually like you said, Coco, had a better marketing scheme. Cause it's not that fucking hard to why is the Boston Bruins blacked out at home when I'm sitting on my couch in Quincy fucking Massachusetts, 15 minutes away? Why is it blacked out?
I think
it's honestly nuts.
I think I know why it is.
Money
and it's
grab.
not. Yeah, it's not like ESPN. They black it out so you have to watch the NESN broadcast.
See, that's another problem.
That's the only that they do that for I think ESPN does
Local
that so you
rating.
don't steal because they're not allowed to steal the local broadcast in your area. You're on location or something like that.
So what's the point of spending money for ESPN Plus if it's on there and you can press on it? It says you can't watch it. It's all right, what are we fucking doing here? It's a fucking joke.
It sucks too because every person who is new to the game of hockey, you're with someone who never watches hockey, and you'll toss on hockey or you'll go to a hockey game with them. They'll be like, Yo, hockey's sick, dude. Like, I need to watch more of this. Like, every person literally says that who is not a big hockey fan. So it's like, there's just so many people out there who aren't aware of how good this game is. And it sucks that, they're being robbed of that. But I digress. Let's move on to our final segment. Before we get into our weekly NHL Gambling Corner, we want to remind you all that online sports betting is now live in Massachusetts. You can sign up with multiple sports books, including FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Barstool, and Caesar Sportsbook, and you can place your bets on the go on their mobile app as long as you're 21 or older. And as always, please gamble responsibly. All right, boys, let's quickly recap last week. All the boys in the green last week. Bob led the pack 5-0. Clean sweep last week. Snipsky not far behind, 4-1. And myself still winning week, 3-2. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So wow, the boys were money last week.
Yeah, I heard a couple trips online say I was a mush. And check the fucking game notes, buds. Quick little 5-0. So, yeah.
Not a big deal, right?
Yeah. Is that good? Oh, thank you.
So to give you an update on our Vander Kane standings, I remain in first, 58, 47-1 at 55%. Snipsky and Bob now tied for second. Snipsky's 51-1 hitting 50%. Bob 50-1 at 50%. For the first time, I think, all year, all the boys are above 50%.
Is that good?
So all those that are leaving the comments, the under 500 bettors picking this team.
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
I'll just say that I took that personally. Because after they commented, I went 5-0. See if I can keep it going.
The Jordan meme, and I took that personally.
So I hammered all those bets.
Yeah, you and Snipsky been the hottest gamblers for the past month or so.
Yeah, I feel like you
guys have been tearing it up.
Yeah, I definitely have a decent record for the past month. I think sneaky because I'm 3-2 every week.
For those of you who stayed with the boys, you're making money now.
Oh yeah. Let's see if we can keep it going this week. We'll start with Thursday, March 23rd. We got the Minnesota Wild at the Philadelphia Flyers. This game will be on ESPN. Bob, you got the hot hand right now. Why don't we start with you? Wild, Flyers, Thursday night. Who do you like here?
Flyers came off a good game the other night, but the Wild are just too hot, too much to handle. I think Gustafsson, I saw a percentage. He's the best goalie right now since All-Star break, which is kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, he's been real good. Right now the line's over under 6. I think I'm gonna go the over here.
Over?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the over.
Don't hate it.
Yeah, because I don't know, because I feel like it's just
Who's projected for Philly? Carter Hart?
That's what I'm looking right now.
It's Carter Hart and Gustafsson.
Yeah, because I like that.
Carter Hart?
Because I think I'm going to ride with Bob. That's what my pick was going to be, too.
Because the Wild are too obvious. I don't want to be the fucking, I'm going to take the Wild because they're the one of the best teams in the West. But I don't know.
Snipsky, you just say you're rolling with the over, too?
Yeah, I'm going to roll at 6, because if you push, we don't root for pushes, but
6 can easily get pushed.
Push as good as a win.
Yeah.
Pushing for the cushion.
I'll be Joe Public. I'll be the square guy here. I'll take the Wild.
All right, I respect that.
Wild are just too hot to handle right now. I kind of want to be a little sharp and go with the Fly guys here. They did beat the Panthers last game, 6-3.
Panthers are frauds, though.
Yeah, I think the Wild are a completely different team. Just the way they're playing right now.
I agree.
Without Kirill, too.
Yeah, it's impressive. But, I got to go with the Wild. I just can't back the Flyers.
The Flyers are dog shit.
Yeah. When I picked them this year, they've actually been pretty good to me. But, not in this spot. All right, let's look at Friday, March 24th. We got the New York Islanders at the Columbus Blue Jackets. This game will be on NHL Network. Snipsky, why don't you kick us off here? Isles, Jackets.
Oh, yeah. So you guys, it's like the last game that we just picked, away team, probably heavy favorite. I'm going to go with the Isles. The Blue Jackets are just dog shit, and they're just trying to get Connor Bedard. And I don't think they give a shit about winning.
I'm going to roll with the over in this one. I'm going to roll with the over. I know it's always tough, dude, taking an over with Sorokin. But I'm thinking they might give him a night off. They might give him a night off on a Friday because I think they play a back-to-back here. Yeah, they do. They got Friday at the Jackets and then Saturday at the Sabres. So unless they're rolling Sorokin 2 in a row, which is kind of risky, I think they might go with the backup on Friday night. And the Jackets, man, they play zero defense. I had the over in the Caps Jackets the other night, 7-6 final. So I like the trend here with the over from the Jackets game. So I'm going to go over.
Varlamov, the backup, has a 2.7 goals against with a 9.10 save percentage. Is like pretty fucking good too. So.
Yeah. We'll see. I like the over. I just think the Jackets don't play D. Isles can put up 5 or 6.
Dude, the fucking
maybe.
goalies are horrible.
Yeah, brutal.
As of right now, it's projected Roken and Merzlikins. And Merzlikins stinks, dude. His goals against a 4.1, save percentage 880. He's 7-17 too.
Dust.
Jeez.
So I don't know. This is kind of tough, man. Because, dude, I hammered the Islanders the other night against the Leafs. They were home dogs, and they fucking stomped them.
The Jackets are coming off a win, though, so they don't get too many of those. So they might be, like, rock hard, like, still.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over, too, Coco. I don't want to
Go.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over. Because, you never know. They might put, like, I don't even, it doesn't really matter who they put in for the Islanders because both goalies are pretty solid. But I think the Islanders will score a lot of goals. Like you said, like, Jackets don't play D. And like, the Islanders will let up a couple goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just can't have the Jackets get shut out, and I think this hits. Because I think the Isles put up 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5. 4 at the minimum. Give us 5. Over probably around like 6, you think?
Might be 6.
Yeah, it could be 6.
It could be 6.5 low
that.
key. It might be 6.5.
Yeah.
Because both.
It'll be on the fence, yeah. But yeah, Isles give us 5. Jackets put in 2. Over.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, let's head to Saturday where we got our Saturday double dipper. We're going to start with a big one. Bob's going to be there, boots on the ground. Tampa Bay Lightning at the Boston Bruins. This one will be on NHL Network. Woo, this is a good one. Lightning Bruins. I'll start. The Lightning, man, they haven't been playing great hockey lately. It scares me, though, that the Bruins are on a 4-game heater here because this is like the spot the Lightning would show up for. So, yeah, this one stinks. I'm going to go with a bad one. I'm going to go with the old Duels bet.
Oh.
The under brought
Which
to you by old Duels. I'm going to go with the under. Allmark Vasi could be a good goaltending matchup there. Or Sway. Or Sway Vasi.
Yeah.
I like the under. I think it's going to be a tight game. Tampa's going to give us all they got. So I'll take the under here. Snooze fest.
Yeah, so like you said, Coco, got me boots on ground. So I'm gonna be there with my boy Sean Farm. Shout out Shawnee F baby. But yeah, I'm gonna do some beers and going to have a little bit of a garden party. So also I'm gonna go with my bees. So hopefully drink some beers, have some good time, watch the bees take it home.
Snipsky, what about you?
So I'm like I know people are gonna hate me for this, so I'm gonna hit the Lightning. I'm going with the Lightning. Yeah, I think
You know who won't hate you for this? Leary.
Zach Bogosian.
Yeah, Bogosian.
Is Zach Bogosian anytime goal scorer?
Or should I call Nigel Smith 93?
Yeah, hit him up. Yeah, Snipsy's gonna be the villain here. He's going Lightning.
Yeah, Lightning got to show up, and they got definitely Vazzy in net. They're gonna throw they got to come out, and they're gonna be motivated to beat the Bees. So
yeah, it should be a good one. It should be a good game. We got our second game of Saturday. It's the timeless classic: Ovechkin versus Crosby, Capitals versus Penguins. This one's gonna be on ABC. Bob, why don't you kick us off here? Who do you like in this one? Ovi versus Crosby.
Give me the Pens, dude. The Caps stink.
I'm riding the Pens.
They
too.
fucking
I've always been a
stink.
Crosby guy.
Yeah, I'm a
I've
Crosby
always
guy.
been a Crosby guy.
I'm
Give me
100%
the
a Crosby
Pens.
guy. No, but dude, the Caps, the way they lost last night was fucking embarrassing. They were up like, dude, they were up by, I think they were up like 6-3 or something like that, and they lost. They lost to the Jackets, dude. They got dude, it was bad. Like, it was real bad the way they lost. They absolutely just blew it.
Yeah, I'm riding that with you, Bob. I'm going Pens. Crosby over Ovechkin.
Let's go.
Fact. Snipsky, what about you?
Well, I'm an Ovechkin guy.
No, actually, I don't like Ovechkin. I honestly hated both of them at one
So you
point
hate
in my
Russians?
life. I hated both. I hated both of them at one point in my life. Probably at the same time too. Consensus.
Let's go.
No, the consensus.
Yo, you know what's nasty?
First one of the week.
You know what's nasty? Alex Ovechkin has 69 points. Do you think that's why he stopped scoring?
Probably.
Yeah, he's just gonna sit out for the rest of the year.
He has 40 goals on the dot, too. He's like, yeah, 40 goals on the dot, 69 points, call it a night.
Yeah, you might just pack it in this year, honestly. Pens got something to play for. Caps don't. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, the Caps are all done. They're not even like I think they're kind of like mathematically out of it, especially the way they've been playing.
Ovechkin's like Bill Belichick trying to get that record. That's it.
Yeah, he'll play till he's 50, dude. If he's still be chasing.
Oh,
that
he's gonna
Gretzky
smash
goal
that.
record.
He's gonna try. Like those Russians, they don't retire. They go back to the K and play some more hockey for Putin.
Well, not anymore.
All right. Yeah, no, not right now. Times are tough out there. One more game this week. It's on Sunday, March 26th. We got Toronto Maple Leafs playing against the Nashville Predators. This one will be on NHL Network. I'll kick us off here. Leafs, Preds. I didn't like what I saw from the Leafs the other night, man.
They're frauds.
They are frauds.
They're fucking frauds.
So that's why I'm going with the Predators. Give me the Preds. At home, I think the Preds are kind of still in it. I think they need to go on a heater bad. So I think they're going to be desperate. And playing in Nashville is always tough. Was that Bridgestone? Bridgestone Arena?
Yeah, Bridgestone Arena,
That place gets rowdy, man. And Sunday, people might be a little out on the pontoon, boozing. They'll be rowdy for this one. So give me the Preds.
Yeah, the Preds are hungry, man. They have 78 points. They're two teams. Oh wait, how many games is that? Can't even count. I'm terrible at math. I think they're like six points back from a second wild card spot behind the Jets. The Flames are just in front of them with 1 point. But yeah, I mean like playoff push, dude. Those are the teams you got to bet on. Are the teams that are in the playoff push trying to get in, and if they're playing a team that's already comfortably in the playoffs, that's not a bad time to put some money on them. But yeah, I'm gonna ride with you, Coke. I'm gonna go with the Preds here because the Preds won big the other night too. They crushed some team. I forget who it was. I think it was yesterday, actually. Let me look it up.
Yeah, Preds, hungry dog runs faster.
100%. They
They smoked the Sabres 7-3.
That's what it was. It was the Sabres, yeah. Yeah, they crushed them.
Snipsky, who you liking in this one?
I think I'm gonna fade you guys. I'm gonna take the Leafs.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, the Leafs. I mean, yeah, I'm not big on the Leafs as personally, but they lost 3 out of their last 5 games, and they're better than that as a team.
That's what happens to those Leafs, man. Playoffs come creeping around the corner. They start shitting the bed.
Hey, we'll see.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Love to see it.
All right, so those are this week's picks. As always, feel free to tail or fade the boys. You can place your bets online or in person at the sports book as long as you're 21 or older. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to reach the gambling hotline, which is available 24/7. All right, before we sign off, Bob, I'm going to kick it over to you. Fun fact of the day.
I don't have one this week. I'm so sorry. Dude, I was too busy with school and scouting and all this shit. I'm so sorry. We can cut this out.
Nah, you're good. No fact. That's all right. I thought I had one. From earlier today.
Dude, I completely forgot to do it, dude. As you were like, oh, we're going to kick it off. I'm like, oh, no, I don't have one. Fuck.
Let me Google one. Fun fact of the day. Let's see what comes up. Where is the Baobab tree found?
The Baobab?
I don't know.
Babylon.
It says There's 8 species. 6 species live in Madagascar. 1 is in mainland Africa and 1 in Australia. The baobab is the national tree of Madagascar. Other names include the boab, the boba, the bottle tree, the tree of life, the upside down tree, and the monkey bread tree.
The boba.
The monkey bread tree.
So there you have it. Fun fact of the day.
Yeah, sorry for dropping the ball on that, everyone.
Baobab tree.
Yeah, I mean, no, that was a good fact, though. It was fucking comedy. That was a good one.
Literally just Googled fun fact of the day, and that's exactly what came up.
That means Bob needs a fire fact next week.
Yeah, no, it's my bad. I goofed it. That was stupid. I was busy with school. I had a bunch of I just got off spring break and everything, and all the coaching and shit. But yeah, I'll come back fire next week.
Yeah, Bob was down in Tulum all week. Raccoon.
Being a bad bitch.
Yeah.
That's right. It's what we do on this pod. We pick each other up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or just be a
All
deadbeat
right.
like Bob.
Jeez.
5-0 in the gambling quarter. Look it
How
up.
are ya? How's your sister?
Honestly, like my performance in the gambling corner, this was a good
That was your
excuse.
best week.
The
Yeah,
Pens are up
I earned it.
3-1.
I know.
Bob,
Another one too. Yeah, I took Pens to win tonight. So against the Avs, they're up 3-1.
But
So
you lived it though.
yeah, no, I took it this
Oh,
morning.
you took it this morning.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I didn't live it.
Get hot, stay hot.
Dude, I woke
Bob,
up this
I
morning.
start tweeting these out for the people.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not too confident with them though. Sometimes. Yeah, dude. I fucking woke up this morning, scratched my nuts, went on FanDuel, and I was like, oh shit, Pens are underdogs. They're playing the Avs. They're hungry right now, trying to get the playoff spot. Click, plus 132. That was your sister.
So he's got baby steps, build up their confidence, and he'll be firing off horsecock locks.
Look
before
at
you know
who,
it.
look at the D-Gen over here I'm sitting next to. Absolute D-Gen now.
I scratched my neck over here.
Wakes up, oh, I got to gamble.
You got any more of those bonus bets?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I've been firing off
Nice.
bonus bets like it's nothing, dude. Like they're going out of
they're the
style.
best. They're the best.
I mean, I've almost tripled my money with it. So, dude, my first official bet, I took Arkansas to beat Kansas, and it was like the biggest roller coaster ride. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ! I'm like, this is not good. Like,
Hooked.
Arkansas won. I'm like, oh no, this is like a drug now.
Yeah, me and Bob sweat out the Stars game that night too.
Bob's got the fever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like you know, like the
Gambling
golf
fever.
bug. The golf bug. I got the gambling bug.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough to shake it.
Yeah. And so I'm sucking dick for crack in a couple of years.
Hope he doesn't get to that point.
I think Bob's already doing that.
Yeah, I was doing that anyway.
He does that for free.
Yeah, dropping.
But not even for crack. I just do it.
All right. As always, we'd like to thank our producer, Mass Music Radio. They continue to produce music for the masses. And if you haven't already, be sure to go check them out and their other featured podcasts over at www.massmusicradio.com. That's www.massmusicradio.com. Well, boys, we did it again. That wraps it up for us tonight. We hope you enjoyed another episode of The High Slot. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at High Slot Podcast. Go swing us a follow for more daily hockey content. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Peace.